I used to like retro games, but then my dad kept putting this old fat guy on the TV, so now I hate retro games.
I think I love retro games.
This week on the Retrogames show, Jace travels to Tunbridge Wells to check out the Royal Computer Collection. And the Retro Dads finally start sending in the photos we've been asking for.
I think I love retro games.
Hello, yes, it is me. It is Jace at Retrogames. Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the show, everybody. It must be Friday. Yeah, Friday show. Just about. I like to get this out on a Friday. Hello, welcome to Retrogames, the show. Do you like the new intro? Yeah, we got a revamped intro. Yes, I liked it. It's a bit jazzy. It's a bit shorter. Let's compact this down a bit. That's the aim. Let's make this compact. At this point, I have no idea how long this show is, but I'm hoping more compact, more concise, more enjoyable. And let's talk about enjoyment. So last week was our big Easter special. Thank you to all you guys who watched it and enjoyed it, because it probably was the best show I'd ever put out. I would say our best ever show and the lowest ratings of all the Retro Game shows. So what can you do? The more effort you put in, the less interest you get from people, the less followers, the less that nobody cares how much effort I put into doing stuff. You guys do, not you guys. You guys are my follow. Yeah, you guys who are watching now. Yeah, you're the good ones. But how do you get a break? How do you catch a break? How can you get some decent traffic compared to so many other people just putting out rubbish?
Hello, it's me. Alright, welcome to the Games Tavern / Shed. And something you've all been calling out for, and that is a new full shelf tour. So I thought, well, let's do an update. I haven't done this for a couple of days. I'll do another full-on shelf tour because I know you guys love checking out all this retro stuff. Yeah, big shout out to Benzie. Okay, let's go. Let's check out the retro shelf. Okay, and you can see there, we got on the top, we got the FIFAs. You got your FIFA 99, 2000, 96, 2000, 98. You can't get enough. You can't get enough of the FIFAs. And then if you have a look at this, you got the classics. You got the Samba de Amigo. You got some 360 stuff. Now this game, oh my god, when you see this, you will wipe your eyes out. This is double header. It's got 2 games on it. There's not just one game, there's 2 games on it. I haven't played it. Then there's Solid Gold. This is awesome. This has got Infiltrator on it. I haven't played that, but it looks good. Volleyball, that is for the Atari. Atari in the house. But as soon as I get an Atari, I'm going to play that volleyball. I love it. And then what we got down here, we got the Amstrad stuff. Yeah, we got the old 3D construction sets. A little bit technical for me. But one day I will look at that. And there's Spectrum Classics. Yeah, Spectrum. Oh, everyone loves these Spectrum Classics. As soon as I get a Spectrum, mate, I'm loading them up. Oh yeah, what about this one? Yeah, so, and they got the Lego Indie, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Batman, Lego It's amazing. You gotta love the Lego. Yeah, retro shelf tour. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I was a bit annoyed. I was pretty grumpy over Easter because I'd spent 3 days making that special, and by the Monday, it still only had about 130 views. 130 views. Oh dear. Junkbox, a lot better. Junkbox did a lot better than the Easter special I poured my time and heart into. So yeah, I was pretty grumpy and I was thinking, oh shit, I'm not making anymore. I've had enough. I'm not doing it anymore. But here I am. Still churning it out. But I'm going to try and maybe mix things up a bit. Try and make things a bit more appealing. Try and find some more traffic. There must be a bigger audience for this than 200-300 people. Surely. You guys love it. So surely you're right. Yeah, I'm putting my faith in you guys that you're right. And I'm going to carry. Now, I did put on a short video during the week just to see if it worked. It's one of our TikTok videos. And it goes straight on, it's easy. So I might fill up the site a bit, fill up the channel with a lot of short videos. You do not have to comment to this stuff. It's all clips of things that we've already covered, that have already been in the main shows. But, you know, just chopped out and made into little novelty items. Just see if we can tempt a few, you know, at least I can put some tags to the actual item I'm talking about. That might help drag some people who've never found us towards the channel. It's all about trying to reach those 1,000 views. Come on, 1,000 views. Can't be that hard to get to. I know, stop moaning, Jace. Oh, we watched your blimmin' show. Now all you do is moan about it. Oh, sorry. Enough moaning. Moaning done. Maybe. Let's get the sheet. Yes, it's a sheet. Oh, you knew it was coming. Let's go for the runners and riders. It's this side. I always know it's this side. I knew all the time. I just muck about with you. I'm just tricking you. It's always this side. Bing! See? I'm right, I know. Okay, we've got 19 this week. 19 is kind of the level that we sit at, really. 19 comments to talk about. I would say not many people giving me anything to get my teeth into at the moment. Nobody's talking about their first game experiences, the games they hate, playground, rumours, all those things. You guys have all forgotten about them. You're just saying, great show, nice show. Not much to talk about, but on the plus side, doesn't mean we can race through it a bit. Number one is Tapio. Tapio in Finland. He's loving the GameCube Club. The GameCube Club. Them words fit together well. The GameCube stuff on the show. And he says the GameCube, is that the underrated console? Really? It is, isn't it? Because we all think, oh, N64, NES, SNES, N64, the solid foundations of Nintendo's march towards triumphance in the video gaming world. But the GameCube, it did get derided. I think it sell like 25 million. It's still a pretty successful console, and it had some amazing games, didn't it? You know, had brilliant Zelda on there. It had brilliant. Well, actually, no, I think the Twilight Princess. No, maybe not. But what are you talking about? Wind Waker, not Twilight. Wind Waker was brilliant, but it wasn't particularly well received. Mario Sunshine, I thought it was brilliant. I finished that. Not particularly well received critically. Mario Kart Double Dash, not seen as one of the best Mario Kart games. But there are some superb titles. It is a great console. Tapio says Paper Mario. I'm not really a fan of Paper Mario. The thing about the breakup of Rare from Nintendo is that Rare was channeling some awesome stuff in a Nintendo style into the N64, into the early GameCube, and then they got snapped up by Microsoft. And I always felt sad about that. I wish that Rare had stayed with Nintendo. It can't just be me. We'd definitely still be having Banjo-Kazooie games, wouldn't we? We'd still be having, you know, Cameo was going to be an N64 game, wasn't it? Or a GameCube game. I just think there was that massive potential. If they should have paid the money. Come on. You should have just paid them what they wanted and kept Rare in the Nintendo fold. And I think that's possibly where we see a little bit of a downturn, because they haven't got that. There's not many. Well, we've got Star Fox Adventures by Rare on the GameCube. I don't know. I think the GameCube is definitely an underrated console. It's definitely, to me, far better console than the Wii. But yeah, it's not there with the N64. Number two, Jaboble Rob. He's back. He said he's glad his child wasn't watching the Easter special. Why? Why would you? I gave you plenty of warnings though, didn't I? I was good. I marked it as an adult video, and I gave you plenty of warnings. But he says, yeah, he's glad that he didn't have questions from his little one saying, are all ladies that pixelated under their clothes? He's got a point. Pretty blocky, but pretty rude. And he said, well, you didn't mention the other big naughty thing. That was the Game Over advertised, dynamic Game Over release on the Imagine label, and it showed a nipple on the original advertising. Quickly banned, quickly covered up, but this is what it looks like. I've got to say, I remember seeing that first advert, and it did take me by surprise as a young man looking through a magazine and seeing, what? Really? It was a bit of a shock. It was pretty exciting. I think at that age, teenage boys, you know what they're like. Number three, Justin Wormleyton. He says, also talking about how adult content of the Easter special. He says, given the limitations of the machines, the games are not that offensive, really. Really? Wrong. That was... Justin, did you just stop watching halfway through? There was a few screenshots I did of the fantasy game. I just quickly flashed them up and then pause them on there. It's pretty shocking and very, you know, not leaving much to the imagination. And amazing, really, what they could do on a relatively low resolution spectrum. Number 4, PJ Venom. He's in Ireland and he's young and he's a good lad and we like him. And he's driving home the show because it gives him the Friday feeling. He has confirmed he gets the Friday feeling. He thinks, oh, Friday, oh, Retro Games show, yes. And that's the kind of rubbish that you guys write that makes me keep doing this. Give me a break. Gold Payne also thought that last show was excellent, our other Irish regular, and he said he thought the documentary particularly was very highbrow, serious documentary. I can do serious stuff. It's not just a complete hoon, just a complete shower, just rabbling on about rubbish. I can be serious sometimes if it's fun. It was fun. Anyway, number 6, Shezza. Shezza is back. He's talking about, he's giving us some meat on the bones. He's on about Aftershock on the ZX Spectrum. Now this is an adventure game. And this is a great story. He said he would play that after school and he would get stuck. And then when he'd go to bed, his mum and dad would take over. They'd go onto the Spectrum and they would try and solve it and they would make notes. And then in the morning, he'd get up all fresh, bleary-eyed. Oh, mum and dad have left me all the notes of all the things I need to do on the game. And then he would move on to the next stage. They were like little goblins. It makes me isn't that elf who makes the shoes in the night? You get stuck in a game, that's okay. It gets sorted out for you in the morning. You can carry on where you wanted to. Very nice story. That is lovely. And apparently he found some of the notes that his parents wrote for him. It's kind of a nice memento, and it really takes you back to the time that you played the game. So yeah, lovely story. Thank you, Shezza. Number 7, Beesball. He's in the USA. He thinks the feature should definitely have been cut out of the Easter special. Cut it out of the Easter special and put it out on its own. But then he has this caveat. He says, but about 10 minutes longer. Can you make it 10 minutes longer? Did you not quite get there, no? Too much, stop. Number 8, Generation Pixel. He's from Scotland. He says he wouldn't have learned how to be an adult if it wasn't for Leisure Suit Larry. I'm not sure he's quite up to being a replacement dad. But, you know, needs must sometimes. I mean, being brought up by video games, it's quite kind of an interesting thought, isn't it? Not many great pieces of advice in video games. Fatherly advice. Maybe that's a new topic. You know, advice for living in the real world you took from ancient video games. Ancient best, please. Number 8, Generation Pixel is... I've already said him, haven't I? Number 8, let's do it again. No. Number 9, Rusty Bucket. It's our old mate Russ. Now, he says, did I change my shirt to blue because I got a bit overexcited doing the documentary? No, I didn't. I always change my shirt for specials. I don't know why. It's become a thing. It's the blue shirt for special bits, brown for the boring stuff. Pooh Brown. He's still going on about Commodore 64 loader. He wants me to put that 64 loader music on every day. And he's a bit anti-Spectrum. He's got to say he's quite anti-Spectrum. But what he would like is if I did more demos of going through the process of loading 8-bit stuff on old computers. Now there's a lot of that sort of stuff on the internet, on the YouTubes. Do you really want to see me setting up an Atari 800 with a cassette deck or a disk drive and loading some software? I think that might just be you, Russ. Yeah, I know we had the argument about emulation and that and the simplicity and that, but for my benefit, for making the show, yes, it is a bonus to be able to just quickly spring some stuff into action and give it a quick whiz. Yeah, he does make the point. Would kids today bother loading on cassette because of their phones and everything's super fun? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They wouldn't bother, and that's what makes us special, because we persevered. Number 10, Boxed In. He says, He wants to know more about the giant Merlin. I kind of sneaked that in, didn't I, with that little picture last week. I will come back to the giant Merlin. I'll get it out and I'll put it on the show and give you a bit of a show of it, rather than cover it now. And he said Easter, he used to visit his granddad in Walton-on-the-Naze. Very nice place. And he said there's a pier there, and he would go down the end of the pier and he would play arcade games. And his memories are 2 games playing on the pier on Easter. Let's see what this is. This is the pier, and he would play Bomb Jack, which is quite a rare arcade machine, isn't it? A great game though, single screen platform game. We all love it. And Snow Brothers, Snow Bros to you American friends. That's a rare coin op. I'd like to be in that arcade then. Sounds pretty exciting. Yeah, and it's those kind of Easter memories. It's kind of, you're off school, the sun's just starting to poke out. It's a feel-good time, isn't it, Easter? And it's quite a lot of associated gaming memories for me about Easter holidays. Well, that brings us to the end of another day of amazing bargain hunting, and I can't believe what we found. We got this. This is a Mech Warrior for Macintosh. Amazing, amazing. Only £7. £7. This game is going to rock. This is going to be incredible. And then also we found our other game, didn't we? We got this one. We got the Finders Keepers. I find it. I can't believe it. I'm so lucky. It's only £9. £9 for Commodore on tape. It's on tape, man. What a day. What a day. Bargain hunting, guys. Wow. 11, 8-Bit Boy. Great show. That's all he says. That's all he needs to say. Number 12, Retro Import Gamer.
Konnichiwa, everybody. Welcome back.
Konnichiwa to you, James. Never getting bored of that. Never. He says those specky games would have been huge hits, and he means those adult, very sexy, highly dodgy sex games for the Spectrum. He says they would have been huge hits if they'd been released on budget and were available in newsagents. Yes, he is right. They would have, or you know, petrol filling station. You know, a little rack of them like they used to have. A little rack of games that you got to select when you're buying your petrol. Oh yeah. 20 Benson and Edges and this Bourne game, please. I think it would have gone well. They would have gone well. It is amazing that they didn't get better distribution. I never played those games during the 80s because they would have spread like wildfire. I guess, I don't know. Maybe the distribution, they sold so little that nobody managed to get them pirated. So they spread around the playground. It is weird to me because I would have learned a lot. I'd have learned a lot. You know, forget Legendary Larry, that game would have taught me a lot at that age. Okay, 13, Retro Games revived our old mate Sean. He said that was the Easter special, best episode yet. Yeah, that's what I wanted. It was, wasn't it? That's it, that was worth 3 days. 3 days of editing hell, wasn't it? It was, thank you. He says, and he's following on a little bit from that. This isn't rude, but he says sex in video games. It's just not taken seriously. It never has been. It's kind of like those games, Spectrum games, kind of took it more seriously than a lot of games do now. He says, well, you think about it, what sex do you see in video games? Yeah, occasional references. Silent Hill, isn't there? One of them, there was some intimacy in there. GTA, you've got the strip clubs and stuff. It's kind of cheesy comedy. The BMX Triple X that I showed last week, you know, it's not taken seriously. But then, do you want, like, you know, 2 people having sex in a video game? It can only be evocative of emotion if it's a cutscene. If there's any interaction, if you're involved in any of the movement or motion of people doing the dirty on the screen, it's gone. It can't take it seriously. It's very, very difficult for sex to be taken seriously. I'm sure there is some indie games that have tried, some of them relatively successfully, but it's very hard to do, isn't it? Very hard. No, stop being rude, Jace. 14, not more games with Nick Berry. His magnets are on the fridge. Yeah, he got the magnets. He won not last week, week before. He won his fridge magnets. They're Mario on his fridge, and I made this joke to him. I said, yeah, and at least with Mario Brothers on your fridge, You don't get flashing power light issues. I know, I am so funny. I am just so funny. 15, the Retro Bear. It's the Retro Bear, and he's giving us... It's saucy, but he's funny. He says, the best handheld... I always muck up delivery. When someone writes something really funny, I always screw it up. Retro Bear says, best handheld entertainment I had was in a Ford Fiesta in 1997. 20 quid well spent. He's talking about illicit behaviour. I hope Mrs. Bear's not reading this, watching this. You're going to be in trouble, mate. You're going to be in trouble. That's no dinner for you tonight. 16, Steve Holloway. Firefox. He had a Firefox. He had a BMX burner. He said, "You always got BMX burner on the show. It's behind you in the." There is. You're right. He said Firefox. Didn't it eat the batteries? Didn't it eat the batteries? And that was the key. The key problem with 8-bit chunky tabletop games. They did chew through the batteries, and you're addicted. You're playing it 2 or 3 hours. Oh no, that's it. Mum, I need new batteries. Mum, I need new batteries. You're not having new batteries. Because that's what it was like in the 70s and 80s. No, I did not get slapped around. But, it was definitely a very tricky subject to we didn't have much money growing up, and the thought of needing a whole new set of batteries, it was a big issue. And nothing, Firefox, chewed through batteries, but nothing compared to the Lynx. And I had an Atari Lynx. I didn't have my own money then. I was still at school, I think, and I'm begging for batteries. What do you mean? You've only been playing for 50 minutes? I know, Mum. I know. You saved up for that? Yeah, I know. And should have saved up for the power supply. Definitely should have. Anyway, moving on. Jason Woke. He says he enjoyed all the adult stuff. He said, what about centerfold squares? Centerfold. Yes, that CDS is very, very vanilla attempt at a racing game. It's very awful, just a puzzle game, single screen puzzle game. He's all mentioned the disappointing end to Teenage Queen, where she takes her skin off. We covered that before on the show, Jason. We have mentioned Teenage Queen's skin coming off. And he also mentioned Emmanuel. That is an unusual game. Let's check it out. Here we have it then, Emmanuel on the Amiga. It's an adult text adventure game. Some funny scenes. You have the face of true happiness. Look at the state of it. Oh dear, she's not really a goddess. Let me read this scene aloud. My Brazil lies inside me. You'll have to come and find it. Another woman is waiting for me. Make love to me this very moment. Quite insane, really, whoever wrote this. And then you get this kind of, silhouetted kind of rude bit. It's very PG, really. A bit like that game Night Trap on the Mega CD. You never really get to see anything too rude. Yes, Emmanuel. Yes, naughty. And it's the kind of thing you get away with in mainland Europe, but I don't think that would have been made in the UK. It's not a UK game, is it? 18 ZX Tetley. He was not expecting so much residue on Good Friday. Put me in my place, you're right. Very rude for a religious festival, wasn't it? It's lucky that in the UK, very few of us are religious. And so, it's all about the chocolate. The chocolate and the sex. No, it was strange, wasn't it? Residue. It didn't really fit Easter special with an adult 8-bit feature, but oh well, it's done now. It's out there. 19, last one in the list. Peter Edwin also loved all the GameCube games that we covered. He says the Sega Saturn would have been rubbish if it wasn't for all the Japanese titles, and that's right. It's like the opposite of the Master System. Master System, terrible flop in Japan, hardly any releases. Big in the UK and Europe, okay? Then you've got the Saturn, it's okay in UK and Europe, a huge hit in Japan, tons and tons, 4 times more games came out in Japan than we ever got over here. He's right, yes, good old Saturn. Yeah, we'll cover more Saturn as soon as some comes in. I'll show you a couple of games and you'll get too excited about it. Anyway, that is the end of the list. Time to it's just time, all right? Time for this. The prizes, prizes. Okay, this week we have 2 prizes. 2 prizes now. One is a magazine. It's an issue of Retro Gamer. People love this magazine. The magazine that killed my own magazine. Retro Gamer. It's a PC Engine feature. It's quite a late issue, this, I think, is it? 172, issue 172. But what a brilliant read. Perfect read. Just get that on the camera there for you. Yeah, loads and loads of brilliant. I mean, that's, you know, we all go on about wanting this game. This magazine is absolutely awesome for Retro Gamers. Let's not make no mistakes. Retro Gamer, they made a magazine far back. Just imagine if I'd been in charge of the actual Retro Gamer when it came out. it would have been more your Sinclair than Retro Gamer, that's for sure. Anyway, and another prize, and that is Commodore 64. We haven't had a Commodore 64 prize for a while. It is The Hobbit. It is The Hobbit. It's a cassette game. It's a classic adventure game for the Commodore 64. Those are the 2 prizes you can win. Let's call out my friend.
My name is Marvin. My name is Marvin. Remember my name. 'Cause my name is Marvin. My name is Marvin.
Yeah, numbers are his game. Right, let me just get this to number 19. Yeah, 19. Let's see if we've got any power. Yes, we've got a 0 today. Hopefully that means it won't be as short as last week. It was a very short run. Let's clear that out. Clear that. Are we ready? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, Marvin. Yay! Number 1. Number 1. Who'd have thought number 1 would come up? And that's Tapio! Tapio, you're going to make me send those items to Finland. Good for you. Good for you. Cost me some postage. Serves me right. Okay, we know what comes after this bit.
Okay, so a big shout out to Benzie for this tip. I just couldn't believe it when I discovered this really worked. So as you can see, this Mega Drive in quite a state. It's quite grotty. It's quite grotty, but you can clean this up so easily. It's hard to believe, and all you need is a regular standard sausage. So yeah, if you just squeeze the end of the sausage delicately into the grooves, you can see it's picking up. It's picking up all of the dirt there. Just a normal, everyday household sausage. You don't need to cook it first either. It's absolutely simple as pie, and you can even do inside the slot there. You can see the sausage just neatly, and as you can see, after just a few moments, look how much dirt's come off onto the sausage. It's absolutely incredible. Some boiling water over the top. This will be as good as new. So please like and subscribe.
What's new? Retro games. Can you tell me what's new? Retro games, please. What's new? Retro games. Can you tell me what's new? Retro games this week.
Yeah! What's new at Retro Games this week? Yes! What's new at Retro Games this week? We've got some interesting stuff in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Yeah, stuff in the box. What shall we start with? Let's start with PlayStation. And here's something I've wanted to show in here for a while, and that is this. This is the NEG-Con. NEG-Con, that is not an offensive word. This is the NEG-Con joystick. Now this is for the PlayStation 1. Now Namco had a little habit. They made the Jog-Con, they made the NEG-Con, they made the Gun-Con, everything with a con on the end. If it's not a con, honestly, just buy it, it's not a con. And the good thing about these joysticks is they try to find alternative ways of controlling games. Now this was primarily released for use with Ridge Racer, yeah, the classic original seminal racing game. And it's a very unusual control. If you've never seen a NEG-Con, these are weird. Here we go then. So this is the NEG-Con. As you can see, it's got this big lump in the middle, and that's because it twists. It twists to steer. Isn't it strange? And the funny thing about this is it seemed like such a brilliant idea. I can remember, like, oh, you just steer that way, steer that way. It seemed like such a brilliant idea when it first came out. And then when you actually tried it, you thought, I think I prefer just using the stick. It took a bit of getting used to. I do remember eventually managing to beat a few lap times by using this. But it's a bit of it's a novelty kind of thing in its own right, and that kind of weird way of controlling a game. It's a great experiment. It's a great experiment, and it's a great novelty controller. Carry on, Jace. What else is in the box? Okay, what about this? Let's go for NES. Here's a rare one for you. This is a rare game. This is Probotector 2, Return of the Evil Forces. Yes! Now, a lot of you guys might know this as Super Contra. It's a Contra game. It's called some reason, I don't know, there must be a reason it was called Probotector in Europe. But it's quite a good word, Probotector. Sounds like a probe that you're trying to protect. Let's get it out. Very rare game, you guys will know that probably. We've got a lovely, oh look at the manual, gorgeous manual. Gorgeous cartridge there, perfect condition. PAL A, UK. Fabulous. Probotector 2. Just a very lovely, rare game to wet your whistle on this Friday. What else is in the box? Well, we haven't not much console stuff today, but we have got quite a bit of stuff for Spectrum! Spectrum, yeah. Now some real classics today. We just seem to have this week a real bunch of proper essential ZX Spectrum games. So I thought, well, just put them on the show. They're amazing games, aren't they? Let's show them. Just say, look, if you're new to the Spectrum, it's an 8-bit UK machine made by Clive Sinclair. Came out in 1982. It has colour clash. It has terrible sound, but it had some amazing games, and it's the birthplace of the British home game development industry, let's just say that. What about this? Spy versus Spy. Yes, a classic game, and it's because of the two-player mode. You could battle each other, you know, chasing around, making traps and catching them out and having a laugh at whoever you're playing with. It did make you laugh. It's like, yeah, I got you, that kind of, a bit like Bomberman really. Bomberman, I've done that for a while. But this example anyway, the beautiful example, look at the box on this. This game, I mean, Beyond boxes are terrible. Slide the drawer out and look at that. Look at that, gorgeous. Amazing manual, like new. There's the cassette. In its like red holder, but yeah, just never ever see them in this kind of condition. What a lovely example of one of the best games on the Spectrum. I put it out there, Spy versus Spy. We had good times with that game, didn't we, back in the day? I certainly did. Me and my brother used to play that to death. Okay, let's carry on. What about this? Hewson's Cybernoid. Yes, this is a Raphael Seko game. He made loads of amazing games for Hewson. If it wasn't for him, I don't think Hewson's out. But no Exelon, where would have Hewson ended up? They would have probably gone bankrupt years before they really did. Separate manual in there, separate manual, and the cassette. A brilliant arcade shooting adventure. Yes, a classic, just a good quality specky game. What else have you got? What about this? Dynamite Dan 2. Now this is another game with a very strange walk graphic, as you can see, and no animation at all for climbing the ladders or jumping. Very bizarre. It's very highly rated. You forget really, they're quite lazy. Didn't bother animating the up. And here we go into the Mirrorsoft airship. I guess Robert Maxwell had one of those for when he needed to escape in a hurry. Dynamite Dan 2, brilliant platform game, highly rated, Mirrorsoft. Now I will say, over the Easter, I did watch a couple of gaming movies. I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie. I fell asleep virtually hardly at all. It's a bit for kids. Okay, it's a bit for kids. We all grew up with Mario, but we're all ancient now, and these films, not much. Maybe more entertaining than the original release. I don't know. Maybe I was a better age for it back then. But anyway, it was good. It was good. It was a good quality CGI movie. It's worth taking your kids to, you know, just so they can share your pointing things out. Oh look, yeah, I remember that. Koopa. Anyway, and I also watched the Tetris movie on Apple, and that was really, really, really good. I really enjoyed that because it had all about Mirrorsoft and the failings of Mirrorsoft, and obviously Dynamite Dan, one of the few hits on the Mirrorsoft label. Let's be fair, Tetris was not a hit for Mirrorsoft. I mean, people had it, but I was not a #1 game. It was not the exciting. I mean, there's something about Nintendo pushed it to the edges, and you know, people of all ages playing Tetris. But as an 8-bit game released to young people, it seemed very boring. Yeah, clever, but it wasn't the game that we wanted to be playing. We wanted to shoot things, we want to jump on things, we want to kill things. So anyway, yeah, Dynamite Dan 2, classic, on the Mirrorsoft label. I'm thinking there might be a bit of a drive now from that film for Mirrorsoft stuff, who knows. What about this one? John Rittman's Batman, yes. There's so many variations. You've got Batman, you've got the film Batman, you've got the Batman the Cape Crusader, all on the same label. But this was the original one. This is the isometric rip-off of Alienator Nightlaw. But still a crash smash, brilliant game. And yeah, I mean, it was one of the first licensed games that they'd actually got a brilliant game for the license. Didn't happen often, did it? But this one is one of those games. Excellent. John Rittman. I've met him. I like him very much. Carry on. Right, we've got some small case Spectrum stuff. And where better to start? Another Houston one, Technician Ted. And I pulled this out because it was very Jet Set Willie style game. But I actually bought it at the time. I actually had this at the time. I loved it. Played it to death. When you wanted more Jet Set Willie, you played Technician Ted.
Now, if we're totally honest, this is an absolute rip-off of the Matthew Smith games. Even the theme, same as Manic Miner at the start. And here we go. I mean, it looks exactly like Manic Miner, doesn't it? The animation's the same. The room layout's more like Jet Set Willie, but it's amazing that nobody got sued over this game, really. And that it's still managed to get amazing review scores.
It's nice when you see people doing everyday jobs on the screen. It's just like a work simulator, it really was. What about this one? Wanted Monty Mole. The first game by Gremlin Graphics, another epic crash smash platformer. Brilliant game. It got caught up in lots of stuff because of the miners' strike. It was all like they cashed in. I remember seeing it on my local news. It's the first time I ever saw about Monty Mole. It was on my local news channel. There's like people interviewing people at Gremlin saying, "Oh yeah, well this game, you're upsetting the miners' strike. You know, you're anti-government and stuff like that." It got lots of free publicity that made the series rumble on for about 5 Monty Mole games. Brilliant, yeah, Monty Mole, another classic. Okay, what about, we're getting to real classics now. What about this? Manic Miner. You can't have a Spectrum without Manic Miner. You just can't. It just doesn't work. Brilliant, a really lovely example, beautiful inlay on that. That is an original Bug Bite first issue, Matthew Smith's Manic Miner. I don't want to tell you too much about Manic Miner because if you don't know what Manic Miner is, you're watching the wrong channel. You really are. Any more? Yeah, this is a crash smash too. Cockatony Wilf. Now this game, I remember it mainly because of its wacky name, Cockatony Wilf. I just always remember, what? You called it what? Yeah, Cock-a-Tony Wilf. I don't know why. I don't know why that name just meant so. It's actually not a brilliant game now, is it? I mean, it's not. It's one of those crash smashes you're saying, why? But at the time, it was a big hit. It's quite hard to find now. You've got that old hologram. They love that elite hologram. We'll see if we can pick it up. Yeah, very. The second release, I think that was on the Elite label. First one, Blue Thunder. Second one, Cockatony Wilf. And one more Spectrum game. No, two. Found another one. What about this one? School Days! Yes, School Days. Oh, I mean, you can't have a Spectrum without School Days. It is one of those games. And I remember when I first played School Days, it just felt so free. Like you were liberated. You could go to class. It's a school simulation. And there's bad teachers, great characters. But you just had this, I can just bunk off lessons and go do what I like. It's kind of like, oh, this is brilliant. This is what I wish my life was really like. I don't know. It was like nothing else. School Days. Fantastic game. For the Spectrum. But you probably already knew that. Yes, Frankie goes to Hollywood. Oh, yes, Denton Designs made this game. A very unusual game. Being a band, and this is a full version, so you've got the lovely box there. Beautiful condition. You've got the Frankie Goes to Hollywood poster offer. I don't know if anybody ever sent off for the poster. You've got the manual, and then you've got the most important thing. You've got the game and the Pleasure Dome remix. Oh, special? No, it's not Pleasure Dome. Should be, because the game is, but it's not. It's a special live recording of Relax. That's rude. It's a crash smash that sold incredibly badly. And it's a bit weird to play, but what a lovely thing to have. And what about all the time? 1980s, Frankie Says Relax. And of course, Jet Set Willie. Yeah, just to get all those amazing crash smash games out there. Jet Set Willie, we covered it last week. It's got the code card. It's got some scribble on there. Shame, but it is Jet Set Willie. I mean, it's the original multi-screen platformer for the Spectrum. It was the one that everybody played, everyone talked about. What a legendary game. Yeah, so not much you haven't seen before, I'm sure. But what about this stuff? We have an original Speak and Spell this week. Yes, an original Speak and Spell. Your talking friend. It's lovely. Look at the box here. It opens up. I mean, who kept the boxes for these things? You know, it's so hard to find these in the boxes. It's just crazy. I mean, this is a kid's toy. When I was a kid, I'm smashing the box up. I'm chopping it up. I'm just get rid of it. Just put it in the bin. But no, look, you've got the poly inner there. Fabulous. I know what you're thinking. I want to see you spelling, Jace. Here it is then. This is the Texas Speak and Spell. It's a really lovely, nice and early one. Beautiful condition. Listen to this. Ah. Yeah. You don't make sounds like that anymore, do they? Let's have a go. Let's spell T. Okay, doesn't say what sort of tea. We'll take it as the drink tea. Let's go.
Wrong. Try again.
Oh. T. O. T. E then. T, golf T.
That is incorrect. The correct spelling of key is K-E.
What?
Now spell once.
Key, that was key. I think that just shows what it's like to use a speak and spell. Perfect example. Well done. Dino Crisis 2 for the PS1.
Oh man, this is just what I don't need. Okay, I got a big surprise for you.
It's not Resident Evil, but it's like Resident Evil. Dino Crisis 2 for the PS1. In this week, lovely example. You probably already know what this game is, but it's got all the inserts, it's got the manual. You've got this hints and tips insert. And you've got a warranty, a Virgin warranty there. But yeah, fantastic action, like Resident Evil, but full of dinosaurs. Yes, ooh, perfect. Okay, now 2 more things in my box. And the first one is this. Oh, made it a bit neater. Casio VL Tone. Now this little electronic keyboard, I've talked about it before. This is the thing that my friend at school had. I think it was Mark Whitehouse. I think he had this at school, in middle school, and he just got it out in class and started playing around with it. And I wanted it so badly. I was desperate to own it. I wanted to buy that thing. I would have, but I couldn't have it. I couldn't have it. I never got one during those years. It's a novelty keyboard. Looks like it's a calculator as well. It's got calculator functions. And I know what you're thinking. Come on then, call yourself some music guru. Give us a tune, Jace. This is the Casio VL Tone. Let's click it on there. You can see there's a bit of an LCD bleed in that section there, a little bit. But this is the electronic sounds. Here we go. Yeah, brilliant tone. The best thing about this, when I saw it as a kid, was you press the rhythm button and you select a beat. And let's go 4 beat. Good to put the tempo up there. Yeah. Yeah. Also, there's this. Stop. There's this particular button, and this is the button that set everyone alight at school. If you had a VL Tone and you went and took it into school, and you press this button, the whole class would get up and start jiving around. Yeah. Awesome. And the last thing in the box today is this. This is a musical Powerhorn. Yes, a musical Powerhorn. It's made by Realistic. That's available in Tandy, Radio Shack. It's a loud inhaler kind of thing, like, you know, a megaphone, but it plays tunes. And I know what you're thinking, I want to see that working. Okay. Here it is then. This is the musical Powerhorn. It's a beautiful condition. It's like new. Let's have a look. I mean, it's not an electronic game, so to speak, but it is an electronic toy. And look at that, it's gorgeous condition. Bear with me and I'll do some talking. It's ready. It's incredibly loud. I'm going to try and turn it down a bit. Put in a number. Let's go 45. What? Let's pick another tune. 23. Jingle Bells. Very festive. Oh. Do you understand what this is? Do you understand me? Do you know where you are? It's this way to the toilets. An incredible device, I think you'll agree. And there we have the musical Powerhorn. What an interesting item to end the show on. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done it already, please like and subscribe. It's your subscribing and your likes and your comments which keep this show going. The minute those numbers start dropping off, you give me the perfect excuse to get back to my proper job, which is listing stuff on the site. Thank you ever so much for watching. If I'm still here, until next time, Retro Gamers!
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching.
It's my musical Powerhorn. Come on, love, I'm Powerhorny.